This is part 2 of the series, Let Go of Control and Control Self by EdwartArtSupplyhands. The written post and links to Edward channels will be in the description below. When Neville was drafted in the army, Neville did not want to go. They told him, "Isn't that the act of a coward?" He said, "I don't care what they say." Why? Because there is no objective reality, meaning the idea of a coward to one is different to another. Everyone perceives things differently. You may be grand in one eyes, but evil in another. The trick is to not care about either and go to what you want. But I want to touch on something important from this story. But first, when Neville wanted to be with his second wife, he was struggling with wondering how it will come about. He talks about how he started thinking about how is he going to get a divorce with his current wife. He had not spoken with her in a while, but he is going to just speak with her. What is he going to say, etc. He admits he was forgetting to exercise this law. Yes, Neville, the guy who teaches this stuff, forgot to exercise it. It happens to everyone, even if you know it. But he did not blame himself. Instead, he went straight to the law. He let go of all the hows and slept in the assumption that he was married with that woman. He fell asleep as one wanted to be. It was what was in his heart's desire. Never blame, only resolve. A quote by Neville. So back to the army story. He wanted to have learned to let go of the how, because he had people implying he is a coward. But he did not care. He learned that he must fulfill his heart's desire. Who else can fulfill the heart's desire in your heart other than you? He imagined he was out, but then was quickly rejected. Here is where I think many of us miss this lesson. Neville imagined what he wanted as though he had it already. He slept in a room with many men, in a tiny bed, yet in his mind, he slept in New York in his room. He did what he wanted, but after he did it, he was still rejected. After rejection, what did he do? Did he say, "This shit doesn't work. I imagined and nothing happened. I was rejected. The world is just simply greater than my mind. I never get what I want"? Did he react negatively to his rejection? Maybe a touch, but who wouldn't? But did he complain? Did he feel that he cannot get what he wants? No. And honestly, I would not even get mad if he thought that. It is only natural to feel that. But we are not called to be natural, but to not sin. We must not sin. Neville was able to not react even after rejection because Neville was not imagining to get out, in a sense. He was imagining who and where he wanted to be. This is a huge difference. If he was imagining just to get out and control the outer world, guess what? He just got rejected. From this intention, he is going to be completely defeated. If that was his sole purpose, was to just make something happen, then he lost. He imagined to change his mind, to change his feeling of I. He imagined to change the only thing that is being expressed, himself. Neville, at this time, knew he could change reality if he changes himself. Since he was solely imagining on changing the feeling of himself, he was able to persist regardless of circumstances. He did not care what others said, where he was in this world, or his rejection. He only cared about imagining what he wanted. From doing exactly that, he was about to imagine that way effortlessly for 9 days. He even said he was doing physical training for the army, but all he could think and feel was ecstasy. He was feeling what he wanted, not what he must feel or have to feel or to get out. No, solely to have what he wanted in his mind. He let go of controlling his outer world and controlled himself. The world is reflecting self, and self is everything you think you have and are. He may have gotten rejected and thought, I am stuck. I have to stay here. Instead, he changed himself. He changed what he believed he was and had in his mind. Now he believed he was back in New York. He has to be in his bed. His wife is back. He has what he wants in his mind. Here's another quote from Neville. This is how I do it. When I close my eyes, this world is shut out, and I, like Isaac, am blind to the outer world. Then I feel myself into the state of my desire. With my inner eye, I see it all around me. I sense its solidity. And when my five senses are awakened, I have the feeling of relief, knowing it is accomplished. This is from Neville's lecture, Wonder Working Power. Neville removes the idea or concept that there is even an outer world when he imagines. He then feels what he wishes, sees what he wishes. The great secret is the most freeing. It is to do anything you wish in your mind. You truly are the most high in your mind. You are so powerful in your mind that nobody can imprison you, and you can only imprison yourself. Nobody can free you. You can only free yourself. You are the ruler in your mind. You can be the king or the peasant. It is entirely up to you, to what you desire to be in your mind. Don't think in these terms of things coming to you. Think in terms of things coming from you. This means it was within you all along. A quote by EdwartArtSupplyhands. Thank you for listening.